Hello there everyone, welcome along to tonight's stream. I do not know what has been going on with the stream, but for some reason it was showing up on my Streamlabs as live, and I've been chatting away to you guys for like 5 minutes, so I don't know what's gone on, so apologies for that. Technology, you've got to love it, but we got there in the end. Right. We'll run through the Corolla table quickly, which I'd just done a second ago, but we will rerun through it. So, after the first round, it was Tartan who took the race win, Roberts in second, Edson there who took the win for the Academy side of it, hence you can see his name in green there. Lieutenant Dan in fourth, Racy Davey there in fifth, TB4 there in sixth, Richard Pugh in seventh, Happy Henny there in eighth, Douglas in 9th, Old Pete in 10th, Johnny Tattoo in 11th, and D-Man there in 12th. So as you can see, the two colours separating the two different classes that we have there. Now, we have just done qualifying, so we'll show you the results from that. So qualifying here at Fuji for round 2, Tartan took pole position with a 44, dead pretty much, so phenomenal lap from him. Eton again, fast in the Academy, there with 45.122. Lieutenant Dan in third, Rich Pugh in fourth, Danzo there in fifth, Jazz there in sixth, Johnny Tattoo in seventh, Demon in eighth, Spider in ninth, Oggy, who is new along to the Academy, so welcome along to Oggy. Fantastic to see him here. For all of you that don't know, he is Craig Cook's son, so we've got another Cook race in with us, so welcome along Oggy, and 10th in your first qualifying session and very close to the back of Spider, so great result there for Oggy, and D-Man in 11th. Should we get some racing underway here? I know we've kind of rushed into this one because I thought we were underway and everything was going on, but obviously clearly not for some reason. So let's give the guys a 1 minute warning and then we'll get this one underway and get the racing sorted. So do not forget to hit that like button, get the likes smashed in, it goes a long way, and also if you haven't had a chance to already, go and check out the membership that we've got up and running and underway. You can become a member from as little as 99 pence a month and you will unlock some cracking features. So by all means go on there, have a look at that, get your memberships underway and get them sorted. And if you can, remember as well, smash the like button, get the likes in there as much as you can. It goes a massive way to helping the community and getting the stream spread as far and as wide as possible. Right, should we give these guys some racing? Get your predictions in the chat and we will get this one underway here at Fiji for round 2. Right, everyone is lined up on the grid. I don't know what is going on with Streamlabs because I appear to be missing 1,001 of the videos tonight, and I don't know why. But we'll get this one underway. Everyone's lined up on the grid. As the lights go on, we now have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and everyone is off. There was no jump starts from. We can see there's someone in the background getting a fantastic start there, as Tartan leads them down to the first corner. So they've got quite a long run down here to the first corner. It looks like Eton's going to take the lead and go up the inside, so he's got the position there. Tartan cuts back and goes for the inside line, so Tartan retakes that position. So Tartan in the lead. Lieutenant Dan there in the background moving out to the side. Potentially thinking of a move, but everyone's through there. So Lieutenant Dan there in third. Richard Pugh in 4th. Demon there in 5th, has a half-second penalty. Danzo, half-second penalty as well, in 6th. Jazz there in 7th. Johnny in 8th. Spider there in 9th. And you've got Oggy there in 10th. And then D-Man in 11th. So Tartan in the lead by 1 second after the start of the race. Fantastic start there from Tartan. He's doing a fantastic job there, up to 1.6 in front. Edson still in 2nd. 0.4 in front of Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan running a bit wide there in the background. And then Richard Pugh behind this battle. So Richard Pugh just hanging on to the front at least at the moment. Danzo there in 5th is going to get overtaken by Johnny Tattoo though, because did serve the half-second penalty they had. So Johnny up into 5th, making moves. So Johnny there doing a fantastic job and getting himself up into that 5th position. Danzo in 6th, looking to recover from after the penalty. Spider there in 7th. Demon there in 8th. Oggy is up into 9th, so has made up a position and has overtaken Jazz, so up into 9th for Oggy. Fantastic job for him. Jazz there in 10th. And D-Man there in 11th, doing a bit of Tokyo Drift. Tartan in the lead, 2 seconds in front now from Tartan. Ed still holding off. Lieutenant Dan's dropped back a little bit, so Ed his gap comes down a bit there. Lieutenant Dan all over the back of him as they come through onto the start-finish straight. Richard Pugh there in 4th. You can still see the guys in front and does have a 1.6 second gap to everyone behind him. So doing well there from Richard. Johnny is under pressure from Danzo again. As Danzo just goes on through and slips up the inside. Johnny going a little bit wide there. Managed to hold it though, so stays in that 6th spot for Johnny. Spider there in 7th. Demon going very wide in the background there. Jazz has moved up into 9th and Oggy there in 10th with D-Man in 11th. Tartan there with a 3-second lead now for Tartan. Tartan doing a phenomenal job there out in the lead of this race. Edson there has dropped Lieutenant Dan a little bit there. Lieutenant Dan is becoming under pressure now from Richard Pugh. Richard Pugh is hunting him down, is only a second behind, as we can see him in the background there. So Lieutenant Dan there under pressure from Richard Pugh. Can Richard Pugh get up onto the back of him and put him under pressure? So he's closing the gap. He's got a bit of a better drive with that last corner. Definitely a podium on. So you can see the pattern in the background as well between these three cars. You've got Danzo, Johnny and Spider there, all really close on track. So poor Johnny there is in a pro sandwich, as you can see by the livery differences between the cars. So Academy are running the green and black Academy livery, and then the pro drivers can run a livery of their choice. Obviously the Academy drivers can tweak their livery, as you can see on some of them. They've got some of their own decals on there, but they're predominantly the colour scheme remains the same for them. So Johnny doing a fantastic job mixing things up here with the pro drivers. Spider gets a half-second penalty, so we'll drop further back from this fight. Demon there coming through in 8th. Jazz there in 9th still. Oggy in 10th. He's got a nice 15-second gap back to D-Man, so doing a fantastic job on his debut in the top 10. And Demon there in 11th. Tartan pulling away with the lead here. He's got a 5-second lead now for Tartan, so Tartan doing a fantastic job. Ayrton there just coming through. He's got a 1.3 second lead over Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan is now under pressure even more from Richard Pugh, who has snuck under the second mark, so he is within that second now. Let's have a look and see what's going on the live chat tonight. So I can see Nathan there. Hello mate, how are you doing? We got Carl there. James there as well. MB, San Jose there. Lieutenant Dan's there saying good luck to everyone. Richard Pugh there as well. So yeah, as everyone's saying in the chat, do not forget to hit that like button. Hitting the like button goes a massive way. I've been doing a little bit of research into YouTube algorithms and everything like that. So yeah, if you hit that like button, it'll take you 2 seconds and it goes a massive way to helping the stream. Also, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. That goes an even bigger way, hitting the subscribe button. But yeah, so we've got Richard Pugh still hunting down Lieutenant Dan here. So they seem to be around about a second, depending on the corner they're going through. Richard Pugh taking a tighter line for those. You can see bringing the gap down. Johnny there has got Danzo, so he is holding off Danzo now, so he's up into 5th again. So another change of position there between these drivers. So Danzo just holding off Spider behind, so these three are still super close. Demon there in 8th, a half-second penalty for Demon. Jazz there in 9th. Oggy in 10th. Oggy only 5 seconds off the back of Jazz on his debut, so doing a fantastic job. Yellow flag, so what has happened in front? Have we got a spinner? Have we got a spinner on track? It is Danzo going extremely slow. So Danzo going slow in front. That puts Oggy now only a second behind. No damage there for Danzo. Oggy is now in the hunt, so he's 0.8 behind. Tucking in, getting himself in that slipstream, because he is in slipstream range. Oggy doing a fantastic braking through that corner. So we will jump back to these guys in a minute and see if Oggy can get himself Danzo. Oggy seems to be phenomenally quick in a straight line. That's okay, Mario. I know you're just eager to get in the room for your Lambo race, which is coming up in a minute, so everyone stick around after this race, because we've got Lamborghinis coming up. Oggy has got a half-second penalty, so he's trying to push up to the back of Danzo and has got himself half-second. It's very easy on that corner back there to get yourself a half-second penalty. And we've got D-Man in the background just coming through the first corner. Tartan in the lead by 7.5 seconds. Tartan doing a phenomenal job as always. Ayrton there still in second, got a 3-second lead to Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan though has now got a 2-second lead over Richard Pugh, so Richard Pugh has dropped back. And the gap is now 1.8 seconds between these two, but Richard has a big gap to Spider in 5th of almost 8 seconds. Spider has Johnny Tattoo quite close behind, just under a second. Jazz there in 7th. D-Mon there in 8th is catching up to the back of Jazz, and then Danzo, who is recovering from that earlier incident, there in 10th. And D-Man still in. Tartan with a 1 minute 43.605 currently in the lead of the race. Phenomenal job there from Tartan. We'll watch him go round for a little bit here. So we have just under half the race remaining. So no, it's actually Ayrton's first in the academy at the moment. Yeah, we'll run through the academy order. So Ayrton's first in the academy. Richard Pugh is second. And then it would be Johnny Tattoo in 3rd, Jazz in 4th, Demon in 5th, Oggy in 6th, and D-Man in 7th. That's your academy order. In the pro section, it would be Tartan first, Lieutenant Dan there in 2nd, then it would be Spider in 3rd. Spider is about to probably lose position here, or maybe possibly even 2, depending on how much the penalty wants to decelerate him. So it decelerates him, he does lose a position to Johnny. Now can he recover to keep Jazz behind? Because Jazz is catching up 0.6, 0.5. You can see the rear end there of Spider's car, 0.2. So it tucks in just behind. So it closes the gap massively there. So it'll be Spider is 3rd in the pro section. And then Danzo in 4th at the pro drivers. Obviously their points are not separated, neither is the table, but it will just be whoever wins the academy and whoever wins the pro section out of the 4 pro drivers. So Oggy doing a personal best sector 1 there. Nice and tidy through this difficult corner. You want to take a lot more inside curb, but obviously by doing so you can get a penalty. And this long right-hander is difficult because it leads into this left-hander where you are kind of a bit unbalanced when you start braking. But Oggy making it look easy as he comes on through. Down towards the little downhill section, which would normally be the chicane, but we are not running the chicane. Oggy taking all the curb and a little bit more, doing a little bit of rally cross across the grass there. It's a nice tight line through that corner. Another tricky break. This track is all about tricky braking zones. All tricky braking zones, this track. Oggy's making it look easy as we come through to the last corner. Another one where there's about 4 or 5 different lines you can take through there. Oggy takes the tight line and gets a nice drive out onto the start-finish straight. So we will just watch Oggy finish out this lap. As Oggy crosses the line, and then we've got D-Man just coming through the backfield section. Now Tartan with a 10.6 second lead. Can anything stop this man in his Toyota Corolla? Through the tricky corner, a little bit of grass. So Tartan making it look easy at 43.451. Fantastic job there from Tartan. They've still got a 4-second lead over Lieutenant Dan, so doing a fantastic job there. The leader in the academy and 2nd on the road at the moment. Lieutenant Dan there in 3rd. Richard Pugh in 4th. Richard Pugh got a nice gap back to Lieutenant not to Lieutenant Dan, to Johnny Tattoo, so doing a excellent job there as well. So Watch Pooh doing a fantastic job, Johnny doing an excellent job. He even look at the penalties for everyone behind, so Johnny's going to be looking behind and absolutely laughing his head off at the two people behind that have penalties, because he is about to gain a phenomenal amount of time down this landed strip of a straight as the cars behind start to serve their penalties. So we'll watch Johnny's gap improve significantly. So Spider and Jazz got penalties behind. Johnny doing his personal best lap as well, doing a 45.793. So Johnny riding off into the sunset in fifth. Spider and Jazz getting over their penalties. So as they come through there, and Demon in 8th. You can still see the two cars in front, but Danzo has recovered to be right on the back of Demon. So can he get another position? We have about just over 3 minutes left remaining. So do not forget, everyone, to hit that like button. And also, as I said before, go and check out the memberships. 99p you can start from. That gets you on the grid. There are some more as well. There's another level which is in the tow, and there will be some more levels coming out at later dates, which we will work in some extra perks for everyone once we've got that one started. As Danzo goes for a move up the inside, thinks better of it, tucks back in behind, so still only 0.4 behind Demon in front. Is Demon going to be able to hang on to this for another 2.5 minutes? So these guys are going to get 2 more laps in, as I believe in front. I think Tartan, there we go, D-Man moving out the way of Tartan, so Tartan coming round to lap. We will go back though to Danzo, who is 0.6 behind, but is going to pick up a slipstream here. He's in the tow. You see the time coming down. Danzo doing his personal best lap time, a 45.649 there for Danzo. Only 0.5 behind now, 0.4. As they both get a little bit sideways going through the corner, but it does look like Danzo has got the better exit. 0.3 behind here. Great to see battling all the way through the field. Doing a phenomenal job there. And Demon goes wide. This is Danzo's opportunity. Takes a narrower line. There's only 0.1 behind, getting that slipstream. Now he's going to move at the bottom of the hill. It's a difficult braking zone at the bottom of the hill here. Not many move yet, but Danzo has the inside as Demon goes up onto the grass and makes the move and makes it. No, he comes back. Demon comes back. Just smoking the tyres away there. These two are battling it out as they come through towards the last corner. Danzo only 0.2 if he can stay. Oh, he's going for a move into the last corner. This is going to give Demon, though. He's going to have this. Oh, it gives him a little bit of a bump and run. This is going to give Demon's going to have the slipstream down the start-finish straight. So is he going to be able to fight this one back? He's got the slipstream. 0.2, 0.1.5. Goes for the inside line. Does Danzo to cut off the corner? And looks like Danzo has kept the position there. Right, we are on the final lap, so we will work our way up the field. Which Peter's still in 4th, Lieutenant Dan's still in 3rd, and Ed's still in 2nd, but we will watch Tartan as he's coming around the last couple of corners. So Tartan going to make it 2 wins out of 2 here in the Corolla Cup. So Tartan coming around the last corner. Coming up towards the start finish on this long straight. But it is Tartan who makes it 2 out of 2 and takes the race win at round 2. And it is going to be Ayrton who is going to take the Academy class win and 2nd overall, as he takes the checkered flag as well. Lieutenant Dan rounding out the podium and 2nd in the Pro class. Richard Pugh there in 4th and 2nd in the Academy class. So fantastic result there for Richard. Johnny Tattoo in 5th is going to hold out Spider to the line. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what's gone on there, but that shouldn't have happened because the settings aren't set to be like that. But we'll go through the results from here. So, Tartan taking the race win there. Ayrton there in 2nd. Lieutenant Dan in 3rd. Richard Pugh in 4th. Johnny Tattoo in 5th. Spider there in 6th. Jazza in 7th. Danzo in 8th. Demon in 9th. Oggy in 10th. And D-Man in 11th. Fantastic racing there from everyone. Let's not forget to save the replay, just in case we need it at a later date. But do not go anywhere, anyone. We have the Lamborghinis coming up. The Lamborghinis around Fiji. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Go get yourselves a drink. Go get comfortable. It's starting soon. Hello there everyone, welcome along and back to the stream. Let's get that changed over to the Lamborghini one. Welcome along everyone to the Lamborghini AM round 2 here at Fuji, and as you can see from your screens the weather is looking a little bit grey, so potentially we might be expecting some rain here. It could happen. But let's have a look through the Lamborghini table. So after round 1 it was Jose there taking the top spot, with Reedy there in second, Ripping to Terran in third, Dog Lucky in fourth, Spitfire CC there in fifth, Froxy Dev there in seventh, Lee there in 8th, Mario in 9th, Boldy in 10th, Nemesis there in 11th, and Douglas there in 12th. So after the first round at Spa, which was a phenomenal race to commentate on because it was so topsy-turvy, obviously all the incidents that happened right at the end of the race, it all changed in the space of about 2 minutes. As it is starting to rain. The rain is coming. Are we going to have wet qualifying here? Let's get this one underway. Why did I press enter? I don't want to enter. I want to start qualifying. Let's get the qualifier underway. So the rain has started to come down. We have got rain, and then we changed to qualifying and there's no rain. Right, we're in qualifying. We might get some rain. I think everyone is going to absolutely blitz it out of the pits to try and get a lap in before the rain continues to fall or starts to fall. So unfortunately, from our view here, we don't have any indicator to see whether there's any rain coming or anything like that. So let's go through and have a look. We do have a couple of new drivers in the series. So Gia Kayla has joined the series, so we're on board with Gia Kayla at the moment. Another fantastic looking livery there from Gia Kayla coming round. And then we also have Spitfire CC there in the background. So we'll go up to the top and work our way down. So Dog Lucky there in first, coming round to start flying lap. The tyre wear on this track is going to be insane. Ripping to Terran coming round in second. Josie there in third. Then we've got Craig there in fourth, just getting some heat in his tyres. It doesn't look like a cold one out there at the moment. Kia Kayla in fifth to come round. Reedy there in sixth. Lee there in seventh. Froxy Dev in eighth. Richard Pugh there in ninth. So another new driver to the series. So Richard coming round in the Welsh themed LB racing car. So a little bit of a different colour scheme there for Richard. And then Mario just coming through in 10th spot. Terran going into the pits and jumping back out. That may have to be looked at by the stewards, because he did not enter the pits correctly, I believe. That will definitely be looked at. And then say hello to our safety car driver for the night, Mr. Finalise, as the windscreen wipers have gone on. So, does that mean we've got rain on that part of the track? Is everyone just going to get one flying lap in on these softs before the rain starts to come down? Everyone in the chat, get your predictions in. What is going to happen in this race? Are we going to see rain here at Fuji? Dog Lucky come through. We haven't got any water there on the indicator as of yet, but it's going to be Dog Lucky to set the first lap time. So some of the guys later on in the lap may have. So Dog Lucky are 33 dead there pretty much from Dog. Jose is going to cross the line. Now Jose does a 33 dead as well, but just behind Dog. Craig is coming through. Craig goes on pole. Gear Kayla second. So Craig is currently on pole. Reedy there takes third. Lee has taken pole. So Lee is on pole position here at Fiji. So it's Lee, followed by Craig, followed by Reedy, followed by Gear Kayla. Dog Lucky in 5th. Jose in 6th. Froxy Dev there in 7th. Richard Pugh in 9th now. Mario has gone through. Mario's taken pole. Mario is on pole. Fantastic result there from Mario. Ripping to Tearing is obviously only just starting a flying lap. And the track does look like it's getting greasy. So do we have rain? Anyone on track? Rippin sets the pole position there to the first sector. So we're all still on board with Rippin because he is the first one, well, the last one to do a flying lap. Obviously everyone will get more than one lap in because the rain hasn't started yet. It was very unprofessional of me, but I just want to make sure the safety car logo works since nothing else has worked tonight. And it does. Fantastic. I just wanted to make sure that actually worked. There's not a safety car. So no one's coming through and improving. Jose improves actually, so Jose has improved. Craig has improved up to 2nd. Gear Kane has improved up to 3rd. But we will stay on board with Rippin. See what Rippin can do on his first flying lap and what position Rippin can get himself up to. Yeah, the rain is definitely coming. Ripping to tear him. Goes pole by 0.40 of a second. So it's Rippin on pole now. Mario 2nd. Craig 3rd. Gear Kayla 4th. Lee in 5th. Lee was on pole at one point and he's now 5th. As the windscreen wipers are coming on all the cars. Jose there is 6th. Reedy there in 7th, Dog Lucky in 8th, Froxy Dev there in 9th, Richard Pugh in 10th. As we do have water on the track, there is water on the track. The rain has started to come with 6 minutes left in this qualifying session. That is going to be the end of the faster laps. Surely no one is going to improve in the wet conditions, especially on slick tyres, as Mario comes into the pits. Richard is still pushing on these tyres, but it is going to be the end of qualifying, surely. The rain is coming. Craig improved? No way did Craig just improve with the water like this on the track. And Gear Kayla, both of those just improved on their lap times, but surely this has got to be... It's now crawling pace round here. As Richard goes round, keeps the car out the barrier. You can see the lack of grip out there now. So there's no class limits for the Corolla Cup. It is just set up as we watch Richard Pugh go round again. This is what happens when you're on a set of soft tyres. We have got other cars driving round. Froxy Dev is still just crawling round. Don't know why Froxy's not coming to the pits. Dog Lucky is spinning around as well. Rippin is going out on some intermediates. It's borderline wet though now. It's almost wet conditions. I think the time for inters is gone. But it's ripping on pole, and Craig missed out by 0.10 of a second. As Craig is coming round on softs at 40 mile an hour. Okay, so Mario's having some wheel issues. So what we'll do is I'll have to set the qualifier manually. We know that Mario was third, so we will re-add Mario in to the positions, because Mario did set the qualifying time. As qualifying will end here in just over a minute. But as you can see, Craig is having to absolutely crawl this Lamborghini around at 30 mile an hour because the rain has come. And even at 30 mile an hour, you can spin a Lamborghini on softs. It's mental, this is. It does sound nice though. So we will manually set the qualifying, but we know that Mario was third. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Rippin is going around on inters. It is stopped raining a bit, so inters do look like the best choice of tyre. So we are still getting some track action. Craig is coming out on inters as well. Does Craig think he can improve? So Craig has come out but parked up. Kayla is just coming through as well, and I think does not have a lot of grip on the softs. As we see a car in the background up there. What is the cameraman doing? Cameraman's trying to catch up. Lee there is on the inters but does have front end damage. Jose just coming through. I think these guys are really just using the end of this qualifying session as practice. Really coming through in 6th on the inters as well. So we do have a car on track doing a flying lap. But it's 5 seconds down on personal best lap time. That's what the rain does to the conditions. So this is an absolute topsy-turvy qualifying session. What a session we have here. So as soon as Mario is back in the room, we will manually set the grid. If I am wrong, I think he was third. Correct me if I'm more wrong. I will just put in the chat. Was Mario third? Just to make sure. I just want to be 100% sure before I go and set the grids. I don't want to set them incorrectly. As we watch, really cross the line there. 10 seconds a lap slower. Do not forget to hit that like button, everyone. Smash out. These guys are driving Lamborghinis in the rain for your entertainment. Dogs, like, I'm not even going out. I don't even want to get the car wet. Foxy Dev there. As there's the qualifying end. Right. We are going to have to set the grid manually. So. We will take a picture of this, just so we know. Just so we know who goes where. We'll manually set the grid. based on this, obviously Mario did right. So Mario did a 32.380, 32.380, which is just in front of Gear Kayla. So he is in third. Fantastic. Right. Bear with me, everyone. I will pop you on a brief hold just whilst I go away and set the grids. Back in a second. Hello there everyone, thank you for your patience. We are back. We have set the grid manually. We are ready to go and get live. Get live? Well, we are live. Get racing and get ready for the start of round 2 here at Fuji. Let's start the race and get this one underway. Here we go. Get your predictions in the chat, everyone. Right, the safety car is deployed and got them underway, so we're taking around on their formation lap. Let's have a look at what tyres everyone's got. Finaliser's on the softs, because he's only doing one lap. Right, Rippin's on the mediums, as you can see there on your screens. Craig has gone on the hard. That is a bold call there from Craig in second. Mario, hards as well. Kayla, mediums. Lee's on the mediums as well. Reedy's on the mediums. Jose has gone mediums also. Dog Lucky is on those mediums as well. Froxy Dev is on the mediums. And Richard Pugh is on the mediums. So, at the moment, we have 2 drivers that have gone on the hards, which is second and third. Which is going to be phenomenal to watch. Can these 2 drivers make this work with the hard tyre? This race is going to be phenomenal, especially if the rain comes. If the rain comes in this, anything can happen. Everyone, do not forget to hit that like button. Share the stream, get it out there, get watching everyone, as we start to form up for the start of this race. Is going to be so good. I cannot wait for this, especially if the rain comes. Look at these Lamborghinis forming up. It's a long way down to the start-finish line here. So Rippin will take them away. Accelerating up towards the line. It's coming up towards the start-finish line. And Rippin gets them underway. Craig is right there. Craig is right alongside already. Craig takes the lead. So Craig on the hard tyres is taking the lead already into the first corner. So Craig into the braking zone, into the first corner. Craig in the lead. Mario has jumped up in 2 seconds. So the 2 hard guys have moved up. Rippin is fighting this one back though. Rippin has got the inside line on Mario. So Rippin moves back up into second. Mario in third. Lee in fourth. So Lee has made a position up over Gear Kayla there into fourth. Gear Kayla in fifth. Jose in sixth. Reed there in seventh. Coming into the top braking zone. Did look like we were going to potentially have a spin of those. Jose goes out wide. Dog Lucky in 7th. Froxy Dev dropping back there as Dog Lucky. Where's he gone? Keeps it out of the barrier, but Dog has dropped back massively there into 10th. So no damage there for Dog. So Rich Pugh up into 9th. Froxy Dev there in 8th. Jose 7th. Reedy in 6th. Lee in 5th. Mario in 4th. Gear Kayla up into 3rd. So in his first race is moved up onto the podium. Mario absolutely banzaiing it up the inside then on his hard tyres. Craig trying to break the toe of the cars behind. Obviously Rippin has moved off in the distance because Rippin is on those softer tyres. He's on the mediums and Craig is on the hards. Craig's got some straight line speed though. Gear Kayla just behind. Gear Kayla going for a move up the inside. Gear Kayla massively overshooting and going off there. Craig has gone up into the leaders round. goes. Who went off in the background there? Craig is in the lead. Mario second now. Reedy in third. Lee in fourth. Jose fifth now. Fourth now. Lee down to fifth. Roxy Dev in sixth. Gia Kayla in seventh. Richard Pugh is up into eighth. He was ripping to Terran, and Rippin's got front aero damage with Dog Lucky just behind him. So it was Rippin that got unfortunately collected in that first corner incident by Gia Kayla. As we've got more changes for position further up the field. Oh, I'm going to have to take a breath. Craig in the lead. Mario now in second, overtaking Reedy, who is in third. Jose going for a move up the inside on Reedy. He's getting that done and collects the rear end of Mario. Got to give that position back, surely, to Jose. This is getting a bit hard. Mario going up the inside. Mario retaking the position back. I don't know whether Jose's just backed off to give the position back. Obviously knows that there was contact in that. As look at the gaggle of cars. So this is giving Craig one hell of a lead on his soft tyres. As Jose going sideways there. Jose off into the barrier. Jose's got 3 parts of damage. That will be a safety car. Safety car will be deployed. He has got 3 bits of damage, but we didn't go over this in the pre-race briefing, everyone. If they are close enough to the pit lane to come in and repair their damage, like Jose was in that situation, then no safety car will be called, because obviously it will bunch up the field. But the safety car is there, so he is staying still. Craig has got a 2.3 second lead. So, yeah, Craig definitely didn't want a safety car since he started on the hards. Reedy then second. Lee is up to third now. Mario fourth. Froxy Dev there in fifth. Richard Pugh up to sixth. A little bit biased from me, but come on, Richard. Gia Kayla in seventh with front aero damage. Dog Lucky in eighth, going very wide there. So Rippin to Terra moving up into 8th with the front aero damage. Dog Lucky in 9th. And Jose just coming round in 10th after coming in and repairing the damage. But it doesn't look like Jose changed his tyres, which is interesting. So Craig, 1.4 seconds in the lead. Has he had a little bit of a wobble on that lap? Or is it just Reedy's medium tyres, which look brand new? He's done 4 laps. They look almost as good as Craig's hards. Craig does a 34.591. Reedy does a 33.2. Lee there in third, having a phenomenal race, is Lee. Mario there in fourth on the hards as well, so it's going to be going longer into this race. Foxy Dev in fifth. Richard Pugh there, having a little battle with Gia Kayla. Gia Kayla moving up into 6th, Richard going back into 7th, and Rippin tearing just in front of Dog there, Rippin in 8th and Dog in 9th, and Jose in 10th, just coming down the start-finish rate. Let's go back on board with Craig, because Reedy is getting close to the back of the race leader. Craig doing a phenomenal job on those hards. And also, his fuel is about the same. The fuel level between the two drivers is about the same. So it is purely just down to tyres here. Craig's tyre wear looks impeccable on that Lambo. So he's definitely come here with a strategy. Knows what he wants to do. I think it's redemption road for Craig this week. Obviously after the throwing away of the podium at Spa. Definitely hunting for a podium here. He's got such straight line speed. Reed's only just starting to crawl back in on the toe. Is Craig trying to warm up his tyres? Does personal best there from Craig. 34.4. Reed does a 33.6. So definitely catching up with Reedy. Now, I reckon these... Ooh, as he gets very closer on the exit of the corner, he's got the inside line, he's going to make a move, makes the move. Craig hangs it round the outside and keeps the position. It's a great driving there from both of them. Reedy still in second. Lee is catching up to the back of this group now, as the weather looks to be getting a bit darker here. That's the issue that Craig has got, I think. If it does rain in this early stages, Craig's put on hard tyres for essentially nothing but to run a little bit slower. If it rains before the medium guys have to pit, then it's not worked out in Craig's interest. If, however, all the medium guys pit and Craig is still out and manages to then go on to the wets or the inters, then the longer strategy is paid off. That's when it would work for Mario and Craig in this situation. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch as we get into the later parts of this race, definitely. If it does rain, they want it to rain after all the medium guys are pitted, for sure. But Craig under pressure here from Reedy. Surely Reed's going to have him by the end of the straight here. Moves on out. Craig's got some straight line speed. Reedy's moved out and he's not gaining. Craig's pulling back away. Reedy goes later on the brakes. Obviously he does have the medium tyres. Lee is now in the hunt for that second place. Mario there in fourth on the hards as well. So it's a purple first sector on hards. Phenomenal job there from Mario. Froxy Dev there in fifth. Gia Kayla sixth. Richard Pugh in seventh. And Rippin's Tearing coming through with Dog Lucky just behind. And then Jose there in 10th. And finalising the pits. Hi finalised, now you're watching the stream. Reedy now has a 0.8 of a second gap over Craig, who's under pressure from Lee. So Lee pushing on up in to the second place man, Craig. We haven't seen any windscreen wipers turn on yet. And we haven't seen any rain dropping, but it looks like it is coming. We have just under 30 minutes left in this race. Lee getting a phenomenal drive onto the start finish straight there. Is Craig going to lose another position, another lap in a row as Reedy sets the fastest lap of the race? Craig's straight line speed is saving him, I think, here as Lee moves out and goes up the inside. Is Lee going to overshoot? Lee does go wide. Craig moves back up the inside, and that is Craig doing the switcheroo and holding on to that second place for another lap. Reedy's gone off into the distance. Driven off into the sunset. So Reedy 2.7 in front. Craig going wide around the outside there to try and keep... Is he going to keep the inside line there, or is Lee going to get a position here into the bottom of the hill? It's a difficult place to overtake because you are going so fast with the format of the track as it is. Reedy there still in the lead, almost 3 seconds in front. We don't have any rain on track yet, and for it to work for Mario and Craig, need to hang on for a bit longer with no rain. Lee there coming through, but the tyre wear on these mediums is starting to obviously come into effect now. Lee flashing his lights down the start finish straight. Is Lee going to go for a move up the inside here into the first corner again? Craig is hanging on there. Mario there in fourth with Froxy Dev just behind as well on the mediums. Gia Kayla there in sixth. Rippin in seventh now. Dog in eighth. Richard in ninth. And Jose there in 10th. High finalised. So Reedy is now almost 4 seconds in front of Craig. So since he got past him, he is absolutely pulling away here. So 3.3, Craig still hanging on to that second place on the hards. Are we going to see the first medium guys starting to come into the pits? And I would say normally it's going to be around lap 10, but are they going to think about the potential undercut benefits here, or are they all looking at their radars and are they all seeing rain on the horizon and thinking we can't come in yet because we can't afford to put on the inters or the wets just yet? So Lee's not coming into the pits. Mario obviously won't see some hards. Foxy Dev's not coming into the pits. Neither is Gear Kayla. Rippin is not coming into the pits, it doesn't look like. Let's just double check. Rippin is into the pits. So Rippin's going for the undercut. Dog is staying out. Rippin into the pits. Richard Pugh goes through. Let's see what Rippin changes to. They have got slicks in their hands, but whether they use them or not. Here we go. Changing over, he's refueling, getting the fuel on board. So Rippin must be looking. Rippin's stopped fueling. So obviously he knows he's going to have to do another lap. He's gone on the softs. Rippin has gone on the softs. So is Rippin looking at that radar, not seeing any rain coming, which is obviously going to play into the hands of Craig and Mario further up in front. So Leedy there, 3.3 in front. Mario going for some, just going to be pushing for some quick laps. Now, Reedy's on lap 10. You can just see Craig and Lee there coming around the corner as well. Now, are we going to see a pit stop? And it looks like we are. It looks like Reedy's going to come into the pits. So Reedy into the pits. Craig is obviously going to stay out. Lee is staying out for another lap on the mediums. Mario will obviously be staying out. Gear Kayla's staying out. Foxy Dev staying out. Dog, it looks like is coming into the pits. So Dog into the pits. Richard Pugh. Richard Pugh's got phenomenal tyre wear. So Richard Pugh staying out for a bit longer. Richard making up 2 positions there and up into 6th again. So Reedy is fueling all the way up. Dog is going to fuel a bit as well, as we think we'll probably see that's Rippin going down the start-finish straight. So Dog is fueling up all the way as well. That's Rippin coming through the start of the race and on to another lap. And was that Dog's gone out on the hards? The Dog has fueled up all the way and gone out on the hard tyre. High finalised. Craig is still out there in the lead. Lee is just behind him. Now Lee's got to come in this lap. His tyres are getting destroyed now. I wonder whether Rippin is seeing that rain's coming and that's why he's gone, I need fresh tyres, so let's go on the softs to do some fast laps and try and claw back some of the time we're going to lose here. Is Lee staying out? Lee's staying out for another lap. If his tyres go off a cliff, this car becomes so understeer. Mario under threat from Gear Kayla. So Mario's still on the hards and Gear Kayla on the mediums, worn mediums with front aero damage as well, which obviously going to hinder his straight line speed there for Gear Kayla. Foxy Dev just coming through there in 5th, still out on the mediums to start the race on. Richard Pugh still doing another lap with some phenomenal tyre wear there. Jose there as well, still on the original tyres for Jose. And Reedy's pitted for mediums. Rippin coming through on the softs and setting the fast lap of the race. And Dog on his fresh hard tyres. Craig is now 1.3 in front. So this is when the hards are starting to come into effect. how far can Craig get into the race? How far can Craig go? Has Lee gone round a bit? And Lee's on low fuel as well, and his rear tyre is gone now. Mario is right behind Lee and is being pushed along by Gear Kayla, quite literally. So Mario's going to carry on through here. Lee's going to pull off into the pits. So's Gear Kayla. Froxy Dev is staying out for another lap. So these two are in the pits. Lee's used up a lot of fuel. Richard Pugh's going to come through for another lap. Richard's got the tyre wear to do one stop here. We're over the halfway point in the race. This is the point in the race where really, if a safety car came out now, it would phenomenally help Richard. But we haven't seen a safety car yet tonight. Reedy coming through there in 5th now. I reckon Reed probably got the tyre wear to maybe make a one-stop work. Rippin is definitely going to have to pit again because he's on softs. Lee's out on hards. Gear Kayla on the mediums, fresh set of mediums. Now Gear Kayla's got the tyre wear to make it to the end of the race on the mediums. Dog will make it to the end of the race on hards. Josie's just coming out on mediums. Now Craig's coming around. Craig now has a 4-second advantage over the rest of the field. But Craig, the only thing that is stopping Craig right now is the fuel. So Craig is coming into the pits. Race leader is coming in to the pits. What's the fuel like for Mario? Mario's coming into the pits as well. Froxy Dev's coming into the pits as well on the mediums. Richard Pugh has more fuel than all of these. Now, Richard's tyres are starting to go a little bit off the cliff here. Richard getting himself up to 4th of the pit stops currently. And into the pits for Richard. Did hit the bollard there, so that could be a 3-second penalty there for Richard. Reedy there is going to come through. Was the race leader at one point. And does retake the lead of the race. Rippin's Terran comes through as well, but Rippin is probably going to have to do one more pit stop, we reckon. Craig's out on mediums. So it's on the more racy of the two tyre the 3 tyre compounds. Mario there comes out in 5th. Froxy Dev just getting Mario out the pits. So Mario there in 5th now. Gear Kayla there in 6th with Lee just behind. So Lee on the hards now, and everyone else seems to be on the mediums. Dog Lucky in 8th. Richard Pugh in 9th. With Jose just behind. Haven't seen a safety car yet in this race. Haven't seen any rain, and it seems to have brightened up as well. So, are we going to see any rain in the last parts of this race? Or have our chances of rain disappeared? It did look like at one point that it was going to come. It did get extremely greasy and extremely... The clouds are there. We can see the clouds around. Reedy is 3 seconds in the lead. Rippin Deterran is catching up behind, but does have Craig for company. Craig's only 1.6 behind Rippin. Froxy Dev there in a battle of the ages between everyone there. So we've got 4 cars all bunched together. So it's Froxy Dev, Mario, Gear Kayla, Lee just behind this. So Gear Kayla just at the back of the freeway battle here. Mario in the middle of it. And Froxy Dev just in front. So Froxy Dev on the mediums, Mario on the mediums, and Giacchela on the mediums. The issue is the guys that pitted earlier, are they going to have the fuel to make it to the end of the race? We saw last week Mario run out of fuel. Are we going to see a fuel aspect come into play here as well? Not just the tyre wear. As it will come through, is Giacchela looking up the inside? Thought about having a look at the inside of Mario there. So we'll have a look. Let's have a look on the fuel aspect of it. So we'll go back up to Reedy. So Reedy has got just over half a tank with 15 minutes remaining. Rippin's in the pits. 15 minutes remaining. Rippin's going to have to fuel up and go again. So Craig moves up in second. Craig's only got half a tank. Is Craig going to have to pit again? Froxy Dev just under 3/4 of a tank. Mario just over 3/4 of a tank. So Mario's got the most fuel out the front runners at the moment. Mario looking up the inside, thinking about it, moves back into position as we see Froxy Dev go off. So that's let Giacchela come through. Now Giacchela, 3/4 of a tank. Froxy Dev just under 3/4 of a tank. Lee just under 3/4 of a tank. Rippin comes out with 2/3 of a tank for Rippin. Dog Lucky sneaks through there and goes off the track. So Dog and Rippin have about the same amount of fuel left. Jose there, around about the same fuel as these guys in front, and then Richard Pugh has just over 3/4 of a tank. So this is going to be interesting. Who's got enough fuel to make it to the end of the race? So race leader there, really coming through just under 4, just over 4 seconds now, under 4 seconds from Craig there in second. Craig's got the lowest amount of fuel out of everyone at the front. 14 minutes left. New personal best there for Craig. Mario 11 seconds behind Craig, who's Mario being pushed on by Giacchela. As Giacchela moves out, Giacchela going for a move down the start from the straight. Giacchela up into 3rd position. Mario dropping down to 4th. Is Mario going to fight this one back? Foxy Dev there in 5th. Lee there in 6th. Getting all squirrely on the exit the corner is Lee. Rippin there in 7th with Jose just behind. Jose looking for a way past, but Rippin on the fresher tyres. So Jose in the hunt. Dog there on the hards, with Richard just behind on the mediums. Surely people are going to have to pit again in this race. I can't see them all making it to the end. What do we reckon in the chat? Can they make it to the end? Can they make it to the end? Can they get there? Really 3.5 ahead of Craig. Craig's fuel, I think, is going to be the issue here. He's obviously pushing. He's got 11 seconds back to Giacchela. So Giacchela there in 3rd. Mario's still in 4th. Losing touch of Giacchela a little bit. Froxy Dev in 5th. Lee in 6th on the hards. Rippin there with Jose just behind. And then Dog Lucky with Richard Pugh on the hunt. So Dog's on the hard, Richard's on the mediums. Richard in the hunt there. The gap between Craig and Reedy is down to 2.9. Finalised says he knows the answer. What's the answer, Finalised? Put the answer in the chat. Can they make it to the end? Who can make it to the end, do you think? You're our Ted Kravitz. You are literally in the pit lane. Tell us what you know. Reedy 2.3 in front. Craig pushing hard but burning through fuel like it's going out of fashion. It's got just over a quarter of a tank. Now, if my maths is correct, that is only about... I reckon he's got about 3 laps, tops, which is 6 minutes. Not even 6 minutes, is it? It's 4.5 minutes of fuel, which would leave him 6 minutes short. They all need to pit. They all need to pit. Is that down to a weather situation? Can you let us know? Because obviously you potentially can see something that we can't see. Or do you think that is down to a tyre and fuel situation? 7 laps left. Yep, agree. Yep, roughly about 7 laps remaining. No, Craig did not go for hards again. Craig went for mediums, but I don't think he's got enough fuel out of everyone. He's gaining on Reedy so quickly. I don't know whether Reedy's realised I need to fuel so Finalised reckons that fuel is going to be the main aspect on this. So let's have a look who's got the most and can potentially make this work. So Reedy is halfway between a quarter and a half. Craig is pretty much bang on a quarter. Gear Kayla, half a tank of fuel. Mario, over half a tank of fuel. Froxy Dev, below half a tank of fuel. Lee, below half a tank of fuel. Rippin, halfway between a quarter and a half. Jose, just below half. Richard Pugh, over half a tank. And in front of Dog Lucky, we haven't seen this as we get people coming into the pits. Let's have a look. Let's jump up to the action. So, Reedy jumping into the pits. Craig jumping into the pits. Gear Kayla, I don't think we'll need to pit, because Gear Kayla has loads of fuel left. So Gear Kayla takes the lead. Mario goes through as well, has a load of fuel as well. So Mario goes through. Froxy Dev maybe might make it on the fuel. Lee goes through on the hards in front of Reedy. Reedy has come out on the softs. It's Reedy on the softs. Craig on the softs as well. As Rippin goes round. Rippin goes round. So that's Rippin round as he was battling with Craig. Richard Pugh coming through there. It's got loads of fuel. I don't think Richard's going to need to pit again. And Dog Lucky there in 10th. Maybe get away with not fueling as well, good Dog. So, Gear Kayla in the lead now. Gear Kayla on the mediums. Quite a lot of fuel left. Mario, half a tank of fuel left on the mediums. Good tyre wear. I think Mario's getting to the end. I can't see Mario hitting from here. Froxy Dev, loads of front tyre wear. A little bit of wear there on the rear left, but I think Froxy Dev's issue is going to be tyre wear, as Froxy runs a bit wide there. Lee is battling with Reedy, who's just come into the pit, so Reedy should absolutely pull away from this. So Lee just tucking in behind to get a bit of slipstream. Craig there in 6th. Obviously has the tyres and has the fuel. Jose, tyres are going off a cliff, it looks like, for Jose. Rippin has the tyre wear, but maybe not the fuel. Richard Pugh definitely has the tyre wear and the fuel. I can't see Richard pitting again. And Dog Lucky coming through in 10th. Maybe might need fuel. Jump back to the leader. So, Gear Kayla putting in the times here on the mediums. Be interesting to see whether the fuel is enough for Gear Kayla. So the rain hasn't come in the race. We had the rain in the qualifier. The rain hasn't come in the race as of yet. We still have 6 minutes of racing remaining. So we could see it. It could happen. It could all of a sudden change. The lights are on the cars. I think that is purely just to the sun setting now behind the mountains. Mario pushing on well behind. Mario's definitely got enough fuel, but does he have enough tyres? He's got a 7-second gap over Froxy Dev, who's battling with a teammate. So Reedy gets on through and then gives the slipstream over to Froxy Dev. So Reedy's got to make up 7 seconds. You see in the background Craig now pushing on to the back of Lee. Obviously Craig on the softs. Got 5 minutes left to run in this race. Craig going for the inside line and gets past and up into 5th place. So Lee down in 6th. Jose there in 7th. Rippin in 8th. Richard in 9th. Dog in 10th. Kayla still in the lead, but it is down to a second. 6 minutes left in the race. It's a fair few laps left, to be fair. 6 minutes. These guys are going to be pushing on for another 4 or 5 laps. Now, I think quarter of a tank is enough to do 2.5 laps. It's roughly about 10 laps of tank, just over. So I don't think Gear Kayla's got enough fuel here. Mario, on the other hand, I reckon will have enough fuel. So it's going to be interesting. I think Gear Kayla might have to either pit or fuel save. So Mario pushing onto the back of Gear Kayla. Really is obviously up to 3rd now and is taking 2 seconds out of the guys in front. Does a personal best of 31.760, but Craig is on the fast lap of the race of 31.633. Craig is hunting them down as well. Craig's within 10 seconds of the lead. Froxy Dev just come through as Lee going all nice and sideways through the first corner. Jose on the mediums. Jose's tyres are not going to make it to the end of the race, surely. And the fuel as well. I don't think there's enough in that. Rippin, I don't think, has got enough fuel either. Richard Pugh is pushing up to the back of Rippin here. Dog Lucky is... Well, I don't think Dog's going to have enough fuel. Yeah, I think Gear Kayla will run out of fuel. I think Gear Kayla will run out of fuel before the end of the race. So yeah, I think Gear Kayla will run out. Are we going to see Gear Kayla coming on this lap? Every lap he leaves it, the guys behind are getting closer and closer. There's 2 minutes left, so there's another 2 laps. They have another 2 laps remaining. Mario's getting closer and closer because I think Gear Kayla is fuel saving and fuel saving and fuel saving. Reedy is now only 3 seconds behind. Craig is only 3 seconds behind him. Froxy Dev is being called by Lee now. Because Froxy Dev, I think, is having to fuel save. Lee is definitely going to have to fuel. Lee will not have enough to do 2 laps. Lee's going to run out of fuel. Jose is going to run out of fuel, I reckon, as well. Unless they're just going to do a 1 lap splash and dash, but they're going to lose the time. Rippin borderline. He's fuel saving, definitely, because Richard is catching at a rate of knots at the moment. Dog Lucky is there as well in 10th. Gear Kayla, it's down to 0.7 now. Down to 0.7. Gear Kayla is on red fuel now. Don't think he's going to have to fuel save something massive, which Mario will not have to do. Right, we're coming around for the last lap. Last lap board is going to be deployed. Kayla coming down the start-finish straight. Mario in the tow, but Mario's tyres are going off a cliff. Mario in the tow. There's your front four coming down the start-finish straight. Mario's going to go for a move here to take the lead of the race. This is going to be the last lap. Thinks about it, tucks back in, knows that Kayla's tyres are going off and his fuel is going off. Whether Kayla makes it round or not is going to be another question. So Kayla, we will come back to this one in a moment. Reedy set the personal best first sector, 1.5 off the lead now. Craig only 3 seconds by that, set the personal best and faster sector 1. Foxy Dev coming round is flashing on fuel. Jose flashing on fuel, definitely not going to have. Lee crosses the line, finishes in 7th. Rippin finishes in 8th. Richard Pugh finishes in 9th. And Dog Lucky will finish in 10th. Kayla still hanging on, but that fuel is going down fast. You can see Reedy in the background catching up. That's not good. Surely that he's going to run out of fuel. Surely he's not got enough. Mario's got all the fuel and something more, but does have Reedy behind, who's low on fuel as well. Mario just needs to use that fuel down the start-finish straight. Is he going to have enough? Kayla is hanging on there with fuel. Is he going to have enough? Has he managed this fuel spectacularly, or is he going to run out before the start-finish line? It is a dash to the line for Kayla. He's 1.1 seconds in the lead. And he is going to cross the line, but he's run out of fuel. He's going to roll across the line. Mario takes 2nd. Reedy takes 3rd, and Craig in 4th. Foxy Dev just coming round to finish out the lap as well. How did none of those guys run out of fuel? I do not know. But it is going to be Foxy Dev to take 5th. And just making it across the line as well. And then Jose, who has run out of fuel, in 6th, but will roll across the line and take 6th place. Whew! What a race. Well done to everyone there. Well done to all of the drivers. Phenomenal race. Well done to Richard on your debut. Cracking job there from Rich. Dog there in 10th on the hards. Kayla, your race winner for round 2 on his debut. So massive congratulations to him, just running out of fuel and rolling across the line, but had enough of a gap. Had enough of a gap. Mario in 2nd. So first podium of the series for Mario. Well done, Kayla. Made up 3 positions in the race to take the race victory for the AM round 2 here at Fiji. We'll run through the results here. So, Kayla taking the race win with a bold strategy call, just running out of fuel on the line. Mario there in 2nd, another bold strategy call from Mario tonight, holding off Reedy in 3rd and Craig in 4th, who both opted for the soft tyre and a pit stop at the end, but it wasn't quite enough to get them back up to the front, but Craig setting the fastest lap of the race. Foxy Dev there in 5th, Jose in 6th, Lee there in 7th, Rippin in 8th, recovering well there from Rippin after having the earlier incident and pitting, I think it was on lap 2 or 3. Richard Pugh there in 9th, and Dog Lucky in 10th. And thank you to Funlines for running the safety car tonight. Only had to come out for the start of the race, in a race that was looking like we were going to have some rain at one point, but it did not happen. Cheers everyone for tuning in. We will be back on Thursday night for the pros. Will be out on track, so it's the Lamborghini Pro section. According to this, I do not have enough memory, so I have to go and delete something in a second. But no, cheers everyone for tuning in for a fantastic race. I will catch you in 2 weeks' time. We will be back for round 3, and I will catch you on Thursday while I'll be racing myself. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers for watching everyone.